Hey there, superstars. It is Vanessa here again, your speaker, trainer, and coach from Live, Love, Give. And I'm coming to you another late one. I've had tons on today, and I'm finally getting around to getting onto this Facebook Live with you guys. And I wanted to deliver a message based on trying to find one little perler of wisdom, because there were so many at the Dr. DeMartini couple of hour talk that I went to, not last night, but the night before. And it was just phenomenal, like DeMartini always is. And I went through my pages and pages and pages of notes, and I kind of honed it into this main point that I really wanted to talk to you guys about today. So that's why I've actually titled today, The Fact That It's Our Instinct to Fit In, but we have our yearning is to actually stand out. And DeMartini's 2-hour talk that I went to, and then he did some amazing Q&A afterwards, and then we got to connect after. And heads up for you guys, I'm going to be interviewing him yet again come October, I think mid to the end of October. Pretty sure it's around the 19th. I'll be getting another interview with the amazing DeMartini. So if you guys have got any awesome questions that you would love for me to shoot his way during this interview, definitely let me know. And if you guys haven't seen my previous interviews with him, one's on my page right now. The beautiful Jacqueline shared that with you guys on the page, and you can check that out. If you haven't watched it, you must, particularly for you guys who don't even know who maybe Dr. John DeMartini is. You've got to know all about him. So let's talk into the whole thesis of his couple of hour talk, which is, you weren't born to fit in, you were born to stand out. And what he really spoke into was the fact that, it's our survival mechanism to fit in. When you think about the evolution of our species, it's always been, that we need to fit in with the tribe. We have to fit in for survival. If we're ostracized from our, from our team, from our community, we're more than likely going to die, So that's where it's kind of evolved from. And, we still feel that same survival mechanism, even though, life to live, without fitting in is a whole lot of a different circumstance than it was back in, back in the first existence of humanity. But at the end of the day, we still have ties to that biological, fear of rejection, and it is operating exactly like it would if it meant our life was on the line. But at the end of the day, we all, every single one of us, despite our fears and despite our constant seeking of, just trying to fit in, at the end of the day, we all have a deeper yearning to stand out. And I'm not talking about, a narcissistic, I've got to outshine you, I've got to be the center of attention kind of stand out. What I'm really talking about is that we all feel like we would love to make a meaningful difference with our lives. We want to have an impact. And we can't have an impact or make a meaningful difference if we're just fitting in with everyone else. All of progress is made in standing out, being different, being innovative, making a shift, making a change, contributing in some unique, different way, some creative, innovative way that's unique to you as an individual that only you can really come up with. And, at the end of the day, we're selling ourselves short. We're living a meaningless life because of this whole survival fear of just trying to fit in, And, I think for all of us out there who have maybe dabbled and maybe stepped out and maybe tried to stand out a little bit, or maybe you're going full, hardcore into, trying to stand out and just trying to be all of who you are and all of who you can be, and maybe get creative along that journey in discovering, what gifts, what unique talents you have to offer the world. I think all of us who've, whatever level of the spectrum of standing out you've experienced, all of us at the end of the day, have experienced some form or some relationship with rejection from those people around us who haven't liked the fact that we haven't been fitting in. You know, I can remember so many times throughout my life, but it wasn't really, I think the first taste of really not fitting in that I really experienced was probably when I was in my first corporate job. So I was working in the corporate environment, and I remember, you know, it was all about, having lots of fun at work, and then Friday night drinks and partying, and there was all sorts of stuff going on in that environment that, you know, it was kind of shocking to me. I was only a 19-year-old, just kind of, studying and, getting into the corporate environment, and it was so much fun, but my eyes were really awakened to the existence that so many people had. And it was one in which they were a totally different person at work than I saw them being with their spouses, with their family, and not in the way that you might think, in the way that they're more of their real self in this environment, in this team, and kind of, I remember numerous times where their spouse would kind of meet us out on a night out or something, and they would completely dull themselves down, and, their whole persona would shift and change based on, their significant other being in the equation. And I saw so many people having affairs, work affairs, like all sorts of things. And, it was, now that I can reflect back on it, like I can see so much of what was really going on, but I didn't really have any other point of call, at such an early age. But I knew something was a bit off. And then I remember, kind of just fitting in and, going out and partying and having lots of fun. And then I remember, I got to a point where I was like, my health and my fitness and my goals in that realm became more important than, trying to fit in with the crowd, right? Trying to fit in with the status quo. And I remember at that time, my very best girlfriend had quite a bit of weight that she needed to lose, right? She had probably about 20 kilos of weight that she really wanted to lose. I didn't really have the weight to lose, but I really wanted to learn about nutrition and exercise. I wanted to be able to go into the gym and train myself. And so myself and her, I wanted to support her on this journey as well. And we ended up hiring a trainer that we would go and train with, and we'd be getting up super early, and we'd be keeping each other accountable. And, on freezing cold Melbourne mornings, we would, on the tram at like 5 a.m., getting to the gym, getting our training done. And at that point, my friend was like doing some great stuff. She was losing lots of weight, and I personally was losing some weight as well. And at the time, I remember two very distinct points at that time when people were starting to notice that I wasn't, actually three, when people were starting to notice that I wasn't fitting in. And what happened for me, number one, I remember both of my bosses, a man and a woman, cornered me one day in the lunchroom, and they kind of like stood like arms crossed, cornered me in a corner, looked me up and down. They said, we think you're getting a bit skinny, Vanessa. Like, why are you doing this health kick? We know your friend should be doing it. She's got weight to lose, but why are you doing it? And it was just this like, it wasn't like a thoughtful, we're really concerned, really care about you. It was kind of this judgmental kind of bullying going on, right? And I was just kind of taken a bit aback by that. And then, I remember having different conversations. I won't go into all of them, but another one that I remember was going out on a night out. And I was, following some pretty strict regimes at the time. I didn't want to have any alcohol. I was doing like a month off alcohol. And I remember having one of the guys there like take me aside and be so concerned about, I'm so concerned about you. You're not drinking alcohol, like you're not having a drink. And, it was all these different pressures, in that tribal mentality, that when you step outside and you're doing something healthy, you're doing something different, you're doing something that doesn't, fit in with the status quo, you're going to have those other people around you that, the people who cornered me and bullied me a little bit, they had a lot of weight to lose, and the guy who, pulled me aside and was so worried about, me not drinking alcohol on a Friday night and instead drinking some soda water with some lemon in it or something, right? He was kind of an alcoholic and was having an affair on his wife, right? So, you've got to look at how people are living their lives, right? If somebody is living the kind of life that you would totally be proud of living, and you can really aspire to be like that, maybe listen to their advice, maybe take their word, really take it on board and just have a think about that and try it on for size. But if the people in your life, and you're making some shifts and changes that are potentially, they're healthy for you, right? And you're trying something new, whether you're going to stick with it for life or not, but you've got to try different things, right? Look at their lives. And if they aren't living lives that you'd be proud of, then you've really got to question their motives for questioning you in terms of you standing out from the crowd. You've got to back yourself. And if I've learned anything over my existence, and I continue to learn this, is that when you're not stepping up and you're not standing out and you're not being who you are because you're trying to fit in, because you're overvaluing the judgments and opinions of other people in the external world over and above, you living in alignment with your values, the highest person that you can be, the person that you'd be proud to be. When you're living out of alignment from that inner world, then, you're going to overvalue other people's opinions and you're going to start trying to fit in. You're going to be fearful of standing out because you're going to be fearful of the rejection that you'll be faced with. Why? Because you're rejecting yourself. It doesn't matter what other people do to you in your external world. They're simply mirrors to what's going on inside of you. If you are, doing the things that are in alignment with what you value and you're, totally moving forward in that realm, then whatever, and what's right for you, it doesn't matter so much what other people say to you, because you get to see, they've got some insecurities that this is triggering for them, and they're trying to bring me down so they don't have to do the work to start to stand out from the crowd themselves, right? And if you feel like you are living your life in fear of rejection of others, and you're, getting thrown off by other people in your external world, then I really encourage you to check in with how in alignment with your values, what matters most to you, are you currently being? Are you willing to stand out from the crowd? Are you willing to have the whole world against you so that you don't have to have your soul against you? Because that's really ultimately the truth, the choice that you have. You can either have, and it's not going to be the whole world either. You might have 50% of the world around you, not agreeing with you standing out, but you're going to have 100% of your internal world, your whole soul, not agreeing with how you're operating if you're just trying to fit in at the expense of what you could be doing to stand out and be all of who you are. And again, I'm not talking in a narcissistic way. I'm talking in a way that revolutionizes the world, makes a meaningful difference. Because at the end of the day, if you're a human being, I know it's your instinct to fit in, but it is absolutely your deepest yearning to stand out and to make that meaningful difference that you can. And if you guys, don't know what your strengths are, what your gifts are, how you could make a meaningful difference, I would definitely encourage you to reach out to me. You can reach out to me privately, but I have been, since I've been in Hawaii, I met so many incredible human beings. And, I've been talking on different stages in Hawaii, in Honolulu, in Melbourne yesterday. I'll be talking in Sydney on the weekend. And I'm meeting a whole bunch of amazing human beings who are really trying to up level as entrepreneurs, as coaches, as consultants. I met so many people who are in that transitional point right now. They're leaving their current profession. Maybe you've been successful, but maybe you're just not fulfilled and you're looking for that next pathway, or whether that's in your career or also in relationship, whether you're just not certain about whether you're in the right relationship or on the right path career-wise, and you're feeling like you're jeopardizing your potential to stand out and make a meaningful difference. If that is you, then I would really encourage you to get on board with what I've actually been offering a bunch of new people that I've been connecting with. I've been taking them through my personality profiling sessions, and not only that, I've found that following up, once we've identified what your unique blueprint for your greatest gifts, what we call your genius, what you do better than anybody else in the world, when we can identify that and get clear on that, and then what I do is take you through a session where ultimately I break it all down for you and I hand you the blueprint for becoming and being your best self, right? Not just a one-size-fits-all approach to personal development that's pretty much everywhere around you. This is tailored to you based on the neuroscience of personality. It is tried and tested. It is the stuff that I live my life through on an every single day basis. For those who know me, know that I'm constantly filtering the world through this framework because it is hands down the best I've come across. So if you guys want access to that or you want to learn more, you can definitely reach out to me and I'll shoot you some different options with that. But at the end of the day, stop trying to just fit in and start to stand out. And if you want clarity on your unique way to stand out in the most meaningful way, in the way that you can make a meaningful difference and impact in this world, and stop dulling yourself down and start shining and start, giving to the world the gift that only you can give it, then I definitely encourage you to reach out and let me know and I'll shoot you over some details. But I hope that today's message has resonated with you guys and it's got you thinking about maybe where in your life you have been dulling yourself down, not living to your potential, not standing out from the crowd. And at the end of the day, the more you try and fit in, what happens is the lower your self-esteem goes. All right. And so, the more you're just trying to be like other people and you're overvaluing the opinions of others, the more you're just reinforcing to yourself that you're of no value. And if you don't believe in your value, the rest of the world isn't going to see that value. Okay. So it kind of becomes this self-fulfilling prophecy. You just need to break free of that. And sometimes all you need is just the clarity. You need the map. You need the roadmap, to implement and to take action towards becoming your unique best self. So enough from me. I've been going off. I'm so wiped because I've been learning so much. And I didn't get hardly any sleep last night because honestly, I was at an all-day event learning some great content at one of JT Fox's events yesterday that I also got to speak at, which was an amazing opportunity for all coaches and consultants and entrepreneurs looking to take it to the next level in their businesses. And, I just learned so many amazing things as well. And yeah, I literally went to bed and then I was up every probably half an hour and I had another idea and another little insight and another little aha moment, and I was writing notes and I just did not sleep last night. So I'm hoping my message is still getting through to you guys, but drop me a comment, let me know where in the world you're tuning in from, and if this message is of value, I always so appreciate if you do share it. But let me check in with you guys. So I've got Corey and Mark and Philip and Jared and Rob's here and Judy and Jared. I'm loving that you're loving this. And Chris is here as well. And Jean, I always don't know if I say your name right, but Jean Francois, I hope that's right. Hello to you, my friend. Great to see you back. And Harry's here and Wannakin, and hello to you, Wannakin. And Byron's here, and Phil and Alex and Samuel. Awesome to see each and every one of you guys. I definitely hope that today's message has got you thinking about where you're playing small and you're not stepping up to your potential. What is it that Lisa Nichols says? I love this. I'm always mentioning this, but she says, instead of dulling yourself down, hand people some sunnies, right? Give them some sunglasses to deal with your shine and your brightness, and just step into it. Don't dull yourself down, Don't subordinate to other people's fears and insecurities. Step up and be that leader. And, if people are threatened by that, as long as you're in alignment, you're not going to be thrown off by that. Okay. So hoping that this serves you. And so you can drop me any comments, any questions. I'll be checking in with you guys after today's video, and I so appreciate all of you guys who could join me live. I'm still in Melbourne. I'm just staying in the city right now, but I am back off to Sydney tomorrow, and I'll be in Sydney for a couple of day event, another JT Fox event, and I can't wait. It's going to be a bit of a 2-day workshop in Sydney. Can't wait to share some golden nuggets from that with you guys, and I will see you live then. But thanks for joining me, and as always, I'm sending you guys all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you to wherever you are in the world today. I really do hope that it's beautiful, amazing, and extraordinary, that you're doing something super empowering, and that today's message has definitely served you. As I said, love it when you guys can join me live. It's so much love for each and every one of you guys, and I absolutely cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. Much love.